Find the vertical asymptotes, if any, of this function. This is a rational function. When we multiply, we have a polynomial. So to find the vertical asymptotes, what we have to do is factor the top, factor the bottom, and cancel out the common factors, if any. In this case, the top is already factored, bottom is already factored, there are no cancellation. Okay, now we set the bottom 0. So we simplify the given rational function, then set the bottom 0. So we set the bottom, which is 2x minus 3 times x plus 7 equals 0, and find the values of x. This implies 2x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 7 equals 0, and solve for x. This implies add 1 to the other side, bring this to the other side, means plus 3 both sides, add 3 and divide by 2. So x equals 3 over 2. 3 to the other side and divide by 2, and subtract 7 from both sides, x equals negative 7, or negative 7 make this part 0, negative 7. And these are the vertical asymptotes. Okay, same thing here, find the vertical asymptotes. Let's say VA, if any, of the function. Okay, now we need to factor the top, factor the bottom, because there might be common factors. If there are, we need to cancel. So factor the top, so it's a trinomial, so hx equals trinomial, so x square x 8, and we have to get 6, so 4 times 2 8 plus 8, so both negative 2, negative 4 negative 2, they make negative 6. On the bottom, x square x 20, so 4 times 5 20, to make positive goes here, negative here. And if you look at this closely, x minus 4, we need to cancel to find the vertical asymptotes. If the question were just to find the domain, then domain would be all reals except 4 and negative 5, because 4 and negative 5 would make the bottom 0, and we need to avoid those to find the domain. But for the vertical asymptotes, we need to simplify, cross out the common factors. Okay, for the domain, do not cross out the common factors, but for vertical asymptotes, simplify means cross out, and the bottom becomes 0 for x equals negative 5. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So vertical asymptote is x equals negative 5. Okay, optional information. If the domain was asked, then domain would be all reals except, in this case, 3 halves make this part 0. That's why vertical asymptote, and negative 7 also makes 0, except 3 halves and negative 7. In this case, the domain would be, it's not asked in this question, but domain would be all reals except this vertical asymptote and more, negative 5 and 4. Though we cancel to find vertical asymptotes, we need to include 4 for the domain, because 4 minus 4 is 0, and anything divided by 0 is undefined. So for the domain, we need to include that. So, but to find the vertical asymptotes, we cancel, and only x equals negative 5 is the vertical asymptote.